candidates for their willingness to run for election to the Troy City School District's board. Take this opportunity to thank each of the candidates for their willingness to run for election to the Troy City School District's Board of Education. Serving students and families in this capacity is one of the greatest ways to volunteer in your local community. We recognize and appreciate all of your efforts. Tonight's format will include the following. Each candidate will have an opportunity to introduce themselves and give an opening statement of no more than 2 minutes. This will be followed by 2 questions submitted to us by the public prior to this evening's event. Each candidate will have 2 minutes to respond to each question. We will conclude by giving each candidate a chance to share a closing statement, again, of no more than 2 minutes. In that, there will be 4 opportunities for each candidate to speak this evening. We will proceed through the panel, moving alphabetically by last name from A to Z, then reversing the order, Z to A, and then reversing again. To ensure everyone has an equal opportunity to speak this evening, we will be using a timer set to 2 minutes for each response. If you hear the timer beeping, that is your gentle reminder that you have reached your time limit. Good luck to each of you as we begin. Do we have Ms. Rosemary Colt with us? Okay. We'll begin with Ms. Deborah Garrett and her candidate introduction.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Deborah Garrett. I live in the North Central area of Troy. Although I didn't grow up in Troy, this is my city. I love being here. I have 4 children that attend Troy Prep, which is in the Troy City School District realm. I feel like me being a part of the school board will be enlightened on some of the things that Troy Prep does, as well as being a huge influence on parent engagement. That's my main platform, is to try to get parents more engaged in students' education, as well as I'm a firm believer that children that have IEPs, their parents being a huge impact on how their goals are set. So that's my main platform, is to make sure that I ensure that the parents that have children with IEPs or any special disabilities are being heard, as well as parent engagement, and as well as making sure that the charter schools are seen as a public school as well.
Thank you, Ms. Garrett. It's my pleasure to introduce Mrs. Carol Harvin.
To all. My name is Mrs. Harvin. I've been a board member since 1998 on the Troy City School Board. I am committed to doing the best that we can for the students in the Troy City District. I am an excellent product of the Troy City School District, as well as my siblings. We all graduated from Troy City School District and have been successful. One of my sisters graduated from Troy High as a valedictorian and went on to become a doctor, a radiologist. The baby sister graduated from Troy School District and became an OB/GYN. Troy is the best school district in our any district. It's the best place to be. I'm here for commitment of students to make sure they get an excellent and sound education. Also, my granddaughter, who went to private school, I will not leave the school, and I told her how excellent it would be to come along to the Troy City School District. I also mentioned to her parents. She found the great courses that are offered here in the Troy City School District, and a phenomenal course we have. And it was the best decision she ever made, and she loves it. And she takes all these courses in the Troy City School District. This is why it is the best to be. I would never ever be in place of it, and I'm committed to being a resident of Troy, a taxpayer, and on the Troy City School District.
Thank you, Mrs. Harvin. It's now my pleasure to introduce Ms. Diana Heckman.
Good evening. My name is Diana Heckman, and I'm a candidate for the Board of Education. I'm a 13-year resident of Troy in the Emerald Greens neighborhood, where I live with my husband and 2 sons. As an active member in the Carroll Hill School, where my children attend, I have observed the unconditional care that the faculty and staff provide to the students. The connections that are made with the students and their families is the foundation for a positive school culture and environment. As a parent of children in the Tri-City School District, I have vested interest in the overall success of the district. I will strive to work with the district leadership to maintain quality educational and social emotional programs for the students. Providing faculty and staff with adequate resources and support to achieve their professional capacity is fundamental in order for our students to be their best. As a member of the Board of Education, I will work to ensure there is equity throughout the district so all students have positive educational opportunities and experiences. I will work to build upon past success while helping the district to continue to grow and develop, creating a safe, nurturing, and positive environment throughout the district will guide my leadership and decision making. I will work tirelessly to ensure the district is fiscally responsible in order to adequately fund education and plan for the future. Once again, my name is Diana Heckman. I would appreciate your support for my candidacy for the Tri-City School District Board of Education. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you, Ms. Heckman. It's now my pleasure to introduce Mr. Tom Mayo.
Thank you. Good evening. Thank you for attending my virtual. My name is Tom Mayo. I'm a proud father of Troy School 2016 undergraduate. Sorry about that. I was muted. I didn't know it. It's a good thing. Good evening. Thank you for attending tonight virtually. My name is Tom Mayo. I'm the proud father of a Troy High 2016 honor graduate and a Troy High School honor senior. I've been in the financial industry for 36 years and am seeking re-election. I've been a committed and very involved board member since 2005 and served as president, vice president, parliamentarian, and served on a number of committees over the years. I feel that I'm a strong candidate because of my knowledge as a 15-year board member who has been very involved with all aspects of the district. I've attended almost every meeting over my tenure as a board member, and only a handful due to family situation. Even though all of our decisions are not always easy, I always have the best for children in my mind. The board may not always agree, but we respect each other, work together, and get things done with the best interest of the kids as our first priority. I'm a very committed, caring, and determined person and would love your support for my re-election so I can continue to help do what is best for the children of the Tri-City School District. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayo. Next we have, it's my pleasure to introduce Ms. Catherine Stockton.
She's muted.
There we go. Okay. My name is Catherine Stockton, better known as Kat. I'm a graduate of Lansingburgh High School, earned a bachelor's in history from SUNY Geneseo and a master's in special education from St. Rose. I was selected by St. Rose for a full-year internship collaborating with Troy High School, where I learned many valuable teaching lessons. Currently, I am a social studies teacher at Lansingburgh's Middle School. My husband and I reside in Brunswick, and our children attend School 18. It is important to us that our children go to schools that are diverse and competitive. Troy is both. As a leader in my professional work, I co-chair the teacher mentoring program and am a member of the APPR committee. I understand the needs of our administrators and newer teachers on a deeper level. Professionally, I am at the midway point in my career, but personally, I am in the thick of it with 3 small children, ages 7, 5, and 2. This time together has ignited my purpose of being their best advocates and wanting the strongest education for themselves and their school-aged peers. I know my skill set will strengthen the already excellent Troy School Board. With so much uncertainty about the safety of reopening schools and best practices with remote teaching and learning, the time to use my firsthand knowledge is now. Working at a district similar to Troy, I understand the needs of an ever-changing community. This being the need for smooth, structured systems to instruct diverse and high-needs learners in an equitable and cultural responsive manner. In other words, student relationships come first. I'm very impressed with the array of innovative curriculums and initiatives, and when schools do open up their physical spaces, Troy is at a superior edge. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Stockton. And now it's my pleasure to introduce Ms. Rosemary Coles. Ms. Coles, are you there? Okay. Moving on to the first question. So now we're going to go in reverse order. The first person to go for this one is you, Ms. Stockton. So I apologize, you're sort of close together here. Question one is as follows. From your perspective, what are two of the greatest strengths of the Troy City School District?
I don't know. I'm still muted.
We can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me? Okay, sorry. I thought I was still muted. Two of the strengths that I've noticed within the Troy City School District is my son was coming into the district as a first grader, not starting kindergarten. We chose to send him to a Montessori school, and I reached out to the district prior to him joining in his first grade year to see if we had a transitional plan set up. He had been a student that also through the Troy City School District had early intervention services, and I was always very impressed with the accommodations that he was given, and also just the line of communication that I had with psychologists and specialists within the Troy City School District. So one thing I believe, or a second thing that I believe, is the communication is strong and the programs are by far some of the best I have seen with the workmanship with the Teachers College. And I really do enjoy the literacy instruction that my son is getting from the Troy City School District.
Thank you very much. Mr. Tom Mayo, from your perspective, what are two of the greatest strengths of the Troy City School District?
I feel that one of our greatest strengths is our graduation. It continues to be on the rise for the last 5 to 6 years. So there's a lot for our faculty. You have to start over. Sorry, guys. Teresa keeps muting me. I feel that our first strength is our graduation rates. We are on the rise. We've been on the rise for the last 5 years. We're at, I believe, 88% graduation rate. We're among the highest in our peer group in the area, and that's, says a lot about our district, our teachers, our administrators, all the staff involved. It speaks volumes as to the education that the kids are getting here in Troy. Right? The other one that I feel is a strength is our elementary scores. They continue to rise as well. And again, it just says a lot for our teaching staff, and I'm very proud of that. And for being an urban school, our scores are so much higher than our surrounding area. So again, it speaks volumes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayo. Ms. Heckman, from your perspective, what are two of the greatest strengths of the Troy City School District?
From my perspective, one of the things that I believe is a great strength are the teachers that the Troy City School District has. From personal experience, as my kids attend Carroll Hill Elementary School, I have been so impressed by the teachers there and their efforts and their communication about absolutely everything and anything that I've ever asked or needed. They go above and beyond. Another positive is the way that Troy City deals with the social emotional needs of their students. I feel like that's the main priority, and that is a focus to provide for those students so that they are able to achieve their goals and become successful.
Thank you, Ms. Heckman. Mrs. Harden, from your perspective, what are two of the greatest strengths of the Troy City School District?
The first is the special education that we have here at School 12. It's for students who act out in class. In the Troy City School District, we've had a decline in suspension rate, which is excellent. Because in the past, when a child acted up in class, they were automatically sent to the principal's office and expelled from school. They were suspended. And how can a child learn when they keep being suspended from school? And they have an excellent program down at School 12, and that has increased the graduation rate as well. They're doing an excellent job there. They have so many programs for the students there. I've been there for one of their evening programs when the students got up and they spoke of how well they were taught by the teachers there. The teachers are concerned because if it wasn't for the teachers, they wouldn't be where they are today, because they weren't even getting the treatment, the special education treatment at home. And this is why they love coming to school. That's one. And the other is for the teachers, because of the excellent training that we have for the teachers when they can go abroad and teach, they can go abroad and learn. And Troy was given a very good compliment on the education that the teachers have here in the school district. What they have learned, they brought it back here. They taught it among the other teachers, and they went to other districts to teach them what they have learned from going to different states for training to advance them in their learning capacity.
Thank you, Mrs. Harmon. Ms. Garrett, from your perspective, what are two of the greatest strengths of the Troy City School District?
I have to lean on my personal experience. When it comes to that, I think the biggest strength that the Troy City School District has is one, definitely the special education department. As my son was transitioning from Head Start into Troy Prep, I still had to utilize the services from the Troy City School District because he has special needs. So when I transitioned, it was also at the time when the chairperson was there also transitioning. And I have to say that the amount of support that they gave my family was like the most. I have the utmost respect for how they allowed me to utilize the services, although my son wasn't attending a Troy City School District school, but I also was able to get the special services that he needed, and they made sure that it was equal to what he needed, not so much of what others were saying. Another big strength for me was me volunteering at school too. I have to give all credit to the Troy City School District for how School 2 has turned around. I love going up there. I've been volunteering up there for the past 2 years. The principal's awesome. The kids get the best education. I actually was helping out with a group of kids that were falling behind on their test, and we provided extra services, just helping with their homework through the afternoon. And the people up there with the teachers and the staff up there, they just was so encouraging. They helped us be able to help the children. So between the special education department and School 2, those are the biggest assets I would have to say about Troy City School District that I personally love.
Thank you, Ms. Garrett. And finally, Ms. Rosemary Coles, I'll invite you to do your introductory statement and answer the question from your perspective. What are two of the greatest strengths of the Troy City School District? Ms. Coles, are you muted? At the bottom of your screen, you should see a microphone. Oh. You still see a microphone? Okay. So, halfway through. Moving on to question 2. This time we'll start with Ms. Garrett and work our way alphabetically down to Ms. Stockton again. So question 2, Ms. Deborah Garrett, if elected to the Board of Education, what is one area within the district you would work hard to improve?
Oh, sorry, I was muted. My biggest thing right now is parent advocacy and parent engagement, because there's a lot of data that shows that when you have the parents involved in the child's education, it ultimately becomes a bigger win for the student. I feel like when you have the teacher, the child, and the parent as one triangle and they all sharing the same information, the child has the opportunity to be able to grow, go on to high school, go on to college, and become exactly what they want to be. So my biggest thing right now is parent engagement. I've been on many boards, but the board that I love the most is when my children was in Head Start, and I was on the CEO's Policy Council, because it let me see certain things that needed to take place in order for my children to be able to grow. And they was only babies at the time. So that's the biggest thing for me is parent engagement and being an advocate for your child.
Thank you, Ms. Garrett. Mrs. Harvin, if elected to the Board of Education, what is one area within the district you would work hard to improve?
In the district, I would like to improve the parent-teacher togetherness. There's a lot of parents out there who do not participate enough in the district. Whatever reason they lack thereof, but I would like to get the parents more involved. And one of the reasons I found out that some of the parents are not involved, some of the parents cannot read. And this sets the student back, because the student goes home and they're not able to learn because of their parents. And it's okay if you don't understand it, but if the parents will open up more to the teachers can find out what is going on at home and they can teach the students better. They don't understand the homework. They're afraid to call. They're afraid to come to the school. They cannot fill out applications. They can't even speak the language very well. And this is why I would like to open up more with the teachers and the parents, because the teachers, when the children is not doing so well, they send the student home with a note. How can I help my child if I cannot understand the note that's being sent home for my daughter or my son to improve? There needs to be some type of stability with the parent and the teachers. And that's something I would definitely want to work on if elected back to the board.
Thank you, Mrs. Harvin. Ms. Heckman, if elected to the Board of Education, what is one area within the district you would work hard to improve?
I agree with both Ms. Harvin and Ms. Garrett. My focus would be parent engagement. As I am very involved in my children's education and the school, and I can see that there's a lot of parents who are not engaging with the school at all. And I would work really hard at trying to figure out how we could get them to be more involved, because the parents need to be a main part of the entire educational process, because without them advocating for their children are not going to succeed. So that's one of the main things that I would work really hard at trying to improve as well.
Thank you, Ms. Heckman. Mr. Mayo, if elected to the Board of Education, what is one area within the district you would work hard to improve?
As I stated earlier, one of our positives is our elementary scores. But there was also in that area. Again, as I was saying earlier, as I said, one of our strengths is our elementary test scores. I do believe that there's room for improvement in that area. We are heading in the right direction. Some schools elementary schools are increasing quicker than others. And I think with our in-house additional training for our teachers, I do believe that we can and we will see those scores continue to rise, but we need to really keep focused on those elementary schools and those test scores, and have the resources available for our teachers, our principals, and our administration, so that they are able to teach our children and have these scores increase.
Thank you, Mr. Mayo. And Ms. Stockton, if elected to the Board of Education, what is one area within the district you would work hard to improve?
She's muted.
Good. Am I good?
You're good.
You can hear you. Thank you. One area that I am concerned about is the absolving the reading department. So I would like to ask questions fiscally about how that department comes back into play. Personally, my brother all throughout his schooling years had reading services, and it wasn't for lack of my parents trying. My sister and I were both honor students, and sometimes students just need extra support. As a classroom teacher, I also understand the demands that are on your day-to-day schedule. And I think it is very apparent that if it is not scheduled into the day, the reading instruction may not go as planned. So I do have many questions on how we continue such a strong program, because I've been so impressed with the reading instruction that has been sent home to my children, even though my son isn't accessing those programs currently. So I would like to look further into that. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Stockton. Ms. Coles, are you there? Okay. For the last few moments of the evening, I would like to invite each candidate to make a closing statement. There is no question for this portion, so you're free to share whatever you would like. Again, there is the 2-minute time limit, and we will begin with Ms. Stockton.
I just want to again say thank you for this opportunity to address the Troy City School District. I am very pleased with all of the growth that I've seen in the Troy City School District since my children have been in it. I have a daughter that was in the UPK program at Sacred Heart and just finished up with that. And we're looking forward to her starting kindergarten. And I've been thoroughly impressed with the communication from School 18 and just how everybody comes together and works together in this district. There are so many exciting things happening here. Many of them I know will continue on, even though it's been a difficult budget year. And I'm excited to be a part of a group of adults that want to see the best in the district and just for John, even though we've had a bump in the road with what is going on in our society currently. So I thank you for your time and your consideration. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Stockton. Next, we'll hear from Mr. Tom Mayo. Remember to unmute.
It's not there. I believe I'm muted. In closing, I would just like to thank everyone for attending tonight. I am very proud to say that, you know, my two children, one will be graduating, my second child will be graduating in June. I'm proud to say, you know, both my children have graduated from Troy High School with honors, moving on to college. I'm very proud of that and very proud to be part of the Board of Education in Troy to help things along, to make things better for our kids, for all our kids. We've grown so much over the last 10 years even, in a positive direction. We've had our bumps in the road. We've overcome them. We've moved on and we've made things great. And I would like to continue on this road, and I would appreciate your support. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mayo. Next, we'll hear from Ms. Heckman.
In closing, I just want to thank everybody for listening in. I'm a very proud mother of two young boys who attend the school district, which I love and they love. And I can't imagine them going to any other school. I have a son who is graduating 5th grade and who will be entering the 6th grade next year, Troy Middle School. So that will be a whole new adventure. I am just really vested in their education as well as every other child's education here in the city of Troy. And I just want
to be a part of a group of people that will help to make every child be able to achieve whatever they want. And I want to be a part of a group that works to achieve this for them. So I would really appreciate your support and your vote. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Heckman. Next, we'll hear from Mrs. Harvin.
My closing statement, I would like to say that I've been on board for many years. I look for your continued support. I am dedicated. I have the time. Even though working, I excuse myself to come to meetings. I'm on the safety committee meeting because it's something I enjoy doing. When you get yourself involved in anything, you have to be committed and you have to have the time. No, you may not be able to make it to every single meeting, but you have to show an interest. And you have to be committed at what you're doing, not just to show up to be present. Speak and voice your opinions, and always vote with a clear conscience. I would like to say that my siblings are graduates from this school. My daughter also graduated from Troy High School, and they're all proud graduates of the Troy City School District. You also have to be energized, things that are going on in the school district. You have to get yourself involved, not just say, well, I'm voting because this person is voting for something. Because once something is voted upon, then it's acted upon. So always vote with a clear conscience to say, this is not the way I'm going to vote. Maybe we should come up with other suggestions. And make sure you read the materials that is sent to you. So this way you know what you're voting on. I want to say congratulations to all the candidates and best to all of you. Make sure you vote, and also make sure you vote for the budget, because if the budget is not passed, we will go into a contingency vote, and that will not be good for the district. It would definitely not be good. So I look for your support on election day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mrs. Harvin. Next, we'll hear from Ms. Garrett.
I first want to say thank you for this opportunity. I actually wanted to run last year, but I went and did city council, so couldn't do both. But I want to end with saying that, like I said before, parent engagement is especially important to me. And another thing that's really important to me is the reading curriculum, how everything is being set in motion as far as whether it's going to be, people are going to lose their jobs, the reading programs are not going to be existent. I have to speak on behalf of all Black and brown children. That reading program that may or may not be available for children, especially children of color, is saddens me, because those are the ones that could be most affected by the motion that's going to take place. And another thing, as far as when it comes to parent engagement, we have to make ourselves available for the parents to be able to participate. And sometimes it's not always that the parents don't know or they can't. Sometimes it's just that they need that extra support. They need that extra hand to be able to say, well, I understand that you may not get this, but how can I help you? How can I lend a hand? And I'm that person that is willing to do that. I've been volunteering at school too. I've been volunteering at my children's school, Troy Prep. I'm known especially in the North Central area, as a person that just goes into the community to help, because I want to see all of the kids win, because I feel like when the children are doing their best and they're happy, then that means the whole community is winning. So with closing, like I said, I want to tell you guys thank you. I appreciate this opportunity. All those that are willing to vote for me and take a chance, I would say that I'm willing to be the fighter for those who can't fight for themselves, and be the person that would not mind speaking when sometimes you can't speak. Have a good night and God bless.
Thank you, Ms. Garrett. I'm just going to call out to Ms. Coles one more time. Okay. That concludes our event this evening. I would first like to thank all of the candidates for your participation, and I would also like to thank everyone who participated remotely and/or submitted questions ahead of time. Hopefully this event gave you a chance to learn a little bit more about the folks running for the school board, and we were very fortunate to have 6 committed individuals running for 3 seats on our Board of Education in Troy. So thank you again to everyone who participated, and have a wonderful evening.
That right to me?
What?
That go right to me?
At this time, I'll turn it over to our superintendent, Mr. John Carmelo.
I don't know what you didn't hear, but I'll start all over. My name is Mary Cole. My name was Mary Vincent Cole. I was born and raised on 9th Street. I went to the old school 2, and I went to the old school 1. And I have 5 children, Rachel, Sydney, Whitney, and Courtney. Courtney is CJ. A lot of people know him by CJ. And I have an adopted daughter that I adopted from school 2 when I was there. Her name is Genovia Cooper. And I've worked for the school district, like I said, for 20 years. And I've worked other different places where I was involved with children. And my free time, I take kids that were in the schools that I work with. I would take them home on during the summertime because their mothers didn't have anyone to watch them. And I'm still doing it. I have a load coming over to my house tomorrow that have been packed, and they're fine to come to my house. And I am very, very compassionate about the children that I work with. The kids that I work with, I get very disgusted to some of the things I've seen and some of the things I haven't seen that have not been addressed. But I think just the part about, I'm gonna just keep on getting this all in at one time, okay? My thing about the reading teachers, I heard that they said, I think that the reading teachers is losing a lot of them. It's gonna be really hard for our children at the school, especially the black and the brown children and the little poor kids. I think that it's gonna be bad on them. Who's gonna help those kids read when you have a classroom that has like 20 to 25 kids in a classroom? I've seen them, I've been in there, had to go in there and do a lot of things that I don't usually do, but I think Dr. Watson can tell you that I have had hands-on on a lot of things, and Mr. Carmelo can tell you I've had hands-on. So one of the things I like to ask you about, I'd like to talk about is, if you're gonna get rid of the whole reading department to save money, why don't you just get rid of the people that have just came in and don't have tenure, and put the coaches back in the classroom? Are you not on mute? Okay, oh, my time is up. Okay, my time is up, sorry.
I mean,
That's okay, just on the introduction. So the first question is, what are 2 of the greatest strengths of the Troy City School District from your perspective?
What are the what?
2 greatest strengths of the Troy City School District.
The greatest things I think that I've seen since Mr. Carmelo has been here, I have to say that the greatest strength I've seen with him is when he worked with some of the young kids from my community that I used to live in to get them to graduate from high school. So I thought that was a perfect strength in him, because I think I was on him about my grandson, and my grandson just told me the other day how he really appreciated what he did in getting him through high school. I think that was I think that Sunset program was fantastic. I think that was one of the best things that we could have done, was have that summer program, Sunset program. And I think that some of the things that aren't good, I'll tell you one thing I don't care too much about is that RTI that these kids have in school. I think that needs to be overhauled. And I do think some of the pre-K needs to be overhauled also. Because I feel that if a kid's in pre-K for 10 months and he gets into kindergarten and he can't tell you, he can sing his ABCs, but he can't tell you what the ABCs are, then we need to overhaul pre-K. That's all I have to say about that.
Okay, was that also your area that you would work on?
Yeah,
Okay.
I would. That would be definitely an area I would work on.
Okay.
Making sure that they reach the kids in areas that need to be reached. I see a lot of children sitting at home, or see them sitting on the porch or something on the sidewalk, and they're sitting at home. These kids know more about housewives in Atlanta than they do know about Dr. Seuss.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Coles. And then, Kelly, if you want to offer a closing statement.
No, I hope that you ones that new people, I hope you win. I really do. Some of you that win, because I think there's there needs to be some changes. And I think it might need to start with the board. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Ms. Collins. I'm glad you were able to join us.
Anybody wants to call me, you know my number.